Hey everyone, welcome back to another tea video. Today we are going to finish off our One River tea collections. Previously I did those green teas from early in the season. I haven't gotten around to the white tea yet, but I figured now is a good time as any to give them all a try and let you know what I think. So this is the Silver Buds white tea collection. It says on the side here, Silver Needle and Bai Mudan. I'll just show you the packaging real quick while we're here. But just like the green tea collection previously, it comes with this box. Cardboard box has a nice magnetic clasp on it. Opens up kind of like a hardcover book. And then inside you have all these teas that are single sealed for freshness. This is previously something I didn't much care for. Is there is typically in these one-use packs they are putting like about 5 servings in each one, so you will have to go get your own resealable packaging or figure out a way to seal this. But not the hugest deal, but it is something I'm not a big fan of, especially for a higher dollar tea, a more specialty tea. This is $45 for the pack, for what, roughly 60 grams of tea, so quite a pricey, not super pricey, but a reasonably high price pack. So I would like to see some sort of resealability, or at least some twisty ties included, or a plastic bag, something. But we'll get into it. So we got Silver Needle, we got two of those. We got this Bai Mudan, 2 of those. And then, the Silver Needle, there's 1. There's 2 Bai Mudan, and then there's 2 of this Bulang Old Arbor White. But now that I've shown you the packaging, we'll just scroll up to the website real quick. We're gonna force dark mode because it's super bright. And just showing you the price there, $45, Silver Buds, a white tea collection. Got some pretty nice pictures on there. Nice fuzzy looking fresh white tea leaves. And I'm going to read all this off to you. Feel free to skip ahead if you want to me opening one of the teas. In today's video, I will probably open up the Silver Needle. I don't know. I'll figure it out as I go. As I read this, maybe I'll decide. All right. Every year, we look forward to tasting the freshest white teas we can out of Fuding. Fresh white tea, when made right, picked properly, carefully withered, charcoal dried, is something ethereal and world-savoring. This box is a shortcut to trying some of the cleanest, truest expressions of white tea we can find in the depthless sea of Chinese tea. They are, after all, just leaves picked from trees and naturally dried. Silver Needle is harvested before Mingqian dates for green tea, April 4th, which I believe that means like first rain. It's like a date in, I don't know, Chinese tradition. I think they might have a festival or something where tea prior to that date is like sought after for whatever reason. I know green tea is too, I think. I'm not too sure. But April 4th, as the tea comprised almost exclusively thick, furry tea buds. White peony has 3 main grades. King peony, picked a few days after Silver Needle tea season ends. Exceptional peony, consisting primarily of 1 bud, 1 to 2 small leaves, and white peony, any production thereafter until harvest ends in May. In this set is 30-gram Silver Needle and 30-gram King White Peony, which, I don't know, I think that might be off compared to what I got. Because I just have this 1 container of Silver Needle, then I got 2 of these Bai Mudans, and this 2 of these Bulang Old Arbor Whites, so maybe they've changed it since I got this one. I do know I did pre-order this one at the time, so this one might be slightly different. I'm not too sure. I'll look into that in a second. While these are some of the earlier picks of white tea available on the Western market, their flavor profile is not necessarily delicate. While the fresh Silver Needle provides notes of sweetgrass and baked cake, there is an unmistakable savoriness which comes from when brewed with boiling water. The Mudan Wang, on the other hand, is a full gale of spring flavors tied together with a deep huigan, a thick golden liquor, and a savoriness fit to match any umami-rich green tea. Food and white tea selections in this box all come from a beautiful garden in coastal and mountainous village of Pangxi, located inland from Fuding proper. This is one of the 3 main villages to produce Fuding white tea, and while others, Tai Mushan and Diantou, have a long history of tea production, the dedication of Pangxi farmers and the purity of the land cause most tea connoisseurs in China to believe that the best white tea come from Pangxi. We recommend brewing 6 to 7 grams of tea in 3 to 4 ounce gaiwan with water right off the boil, though we also suggest experimenting with cooler temperatures to bring out more texture in the mouthfeel of these white teas. All Fuding white teas were sourced from, I don't know how to say that, Kiyu, and his incredible collection of meticulously curated white teas. What we will do is probably go with this Bulang Old Arbor White, because I think that's, off the top of my head, I believe the lower quality one. Out of all these, typically, I think it goes Bulang, then Bulang Old Arbor White, then Bai Mudan, then the Silver Needle. Although typically I think I prefer the lower grades myself. Don't ask me why. I think so far up to this point, the lower grades, I just tend to prefer the flavor. Also, I prefer, the bigger leaves, the honeyed flavors, the age on them, the darkness. I don't prefer fresher white tea with more floral hay-like flavors as much. They're not bad. It's just a little delicate for my taste. But I'm going to get this weighed out. I'm going to do what they suggest, do 6 to 7 grams. I'll probably go cooler than boiling today. Just because I don't believe white tea should be boiled, personally. So I'm probably going to go around 185 to 190 degrees. Alright, so I got it on the tray, got it weighed out. Apparently the one-use container this time is correct, at least for this one. It weighed exactly 7 grams on the dot when I got it all dumped out. But yeah, I think this is typically the type of leaf I'm more looking for when I prefer my tea. They're not like the little spindly... really tiny, I guess, buds like the Silver Needle. These are more like whole leaves, a lot of green, something that would probably age pretty nicely with a little exposure to air and maybe some oxidation. But let me give a dry smell profile on these leaves. They smell quite nice, quite floral, quite grassy, quite fresh. Definitely a little bit of sweetness to them. And I'm sure if you were to try aging this tea, the floral and grassy would probably calm down and it would become more fruity and sweet. But definitely looks and smells very, very nice, very strong smell as well. Quite powerful, but I'd say like more grassy, hay-like, with a bit of sweetness to it. But let me get my gaiwan and everything prepared. I have hot water in it, so I'm just going to clean that out real quick, and I will get this in the gaiwan and get it brewing at, probably we'll start with 185. Alright. Yeah, this will probably, I was going to say, it'd probably fill up my gaiwan all the way. That's the thing about white tea, is it tends to be pretty high in volume. Very big, at least this kind of white tea, very big, wide leaves that just fill the thing up. I was drinking this Fuding chocolate bar earlier, and it's the same way, even though it's compressed. Really nice green looking leaf, so I think it would age really nicely. This the other pack of Bai Mudan, I might open it up and put it in like a resealable baggie and kind of give it some air. See if I can get it to oxidize a bit and age. Those leaves wet. Alright, and I will be drinking the wash today. just because it is a white tea, and I think drinking the wash is fine for that. Also using the filter today. Probably don't need to. I was using it for my fooding chocolate bar I have back there because it's pretty compressed, and you break off little squares, so there was a good amount of crumbs and pieces in there. This one looks mostly fine though, frankly. Let's do a wet smell. I'm smelling it already from here. It's actually quite potent. It smells nice. It kind of reminds me of barbecue for some reason, like when you're grilling outside. There's like a roasty scent somewhere in there, but it's also like grassy and hay-like, and there's a bit of sweetness. It's definitely interesting. But yeah, there's definitely like a noticeable roasty smell in the leaves. I got it a little on the dry smell I didn't mention. It was like a tiny bit. It was barely negligible, but now I'm getting it a lot more, I think. Definitely an interesting smell for sure. But mostly like a hay, grassy with a bit of sweetness and that overarching roastiness. Already a nice color on just the wash. Looking nice deep, like yellow golden color. Very clear, obviously very whole leaves. I'm not expecting too much, but very clear looking liquid, not hazy, not cloudy. Definitely a beautiful looking brew. But I'm gonna pull up what I believe is the closest thing you can buy on the site. I believe what I'm drinking now is a 2025. What they're showing here is a 2017. This one's labeled as Bimudan White Peony. Hopefully this is the same thing. I'm gonna read it off, just cause unless it's, no, that's Mudan Wang, Silver Needle, Bimudan White Peony. They got the 2015. Yeah, so this might be the closest thing, and I believe the one I have is fresh. I believe it's from April of 2025. So this one is Pangxi Village, Fuding Fujin, Yanming Tea Garden, honey, melon, sweetgrass, goji berries, rice pudding, and honeyed milk. This tea has been aged in loose in an exceptional environment, dark, warm, humidity-controlled, charcoal-lined wooded warehouse. Leaves are already beginning to take on a darker, more muted green, while the white buds themselves are starting to turn a warmer silver color. So that's what you'd expect it to be aged. I have the fresh one, so obviously very green, very vibrant still. The pick is high-grade exceptional peony, consists almost entirely of one or two leaves and one bud plucks. The aroma of this warmed leaves is distinctly melon-esque, with sweet sugar notes that haven't begun darkening into the earthy vanilla of 2015 by Mudan. This taste of this tea is pleasantly thick on the tongue. Texture changes with the temperature, water used while brewing. Flavor in the mouth that is aged white tea between two worlds of fresh, grassy vegetation and aged medicine cabinet savor. So, yeah, it sounds like once it picks up some age, it definitely picks up what I'm expecting. Vanilla. They mentioned aged medicine cabinet savor. I'm not sure what that means. A transformation between filled with honey cream, milky sweetness. Liquors are yellow gold, which can darken to steep that length. Yada yada. Medicine. Yeah, that old Chinese saying, 1 year tea, 3 year medicine, 7 year treasure. Green flavors are transformed into something sweeter. Sharp edges are mellowed, something more savory. Every color has begun to change. We decided on this 2017 white tea in order to examine the developing flavors between fresh tea and aged tea. However, we like this tea on its own. So they made it a standalone product as well. And it looks like they have a box called the Dead Flower Sample Box, which compares white peony at 3 different ages. So that sounds really cool. I'm always interested in education in that way, so you can compare the tea. This obviously is a very fresh one. I prefer the age. It definitely makes a big difference. They have a 2015, which $3 more for that, for $18 for 25 grams. So definitely on the pricier side. Definitely not cheap. But once again, like all teas, it's cheaper if you get more. So you could just buy 100 grams for $55 if you really like it, and sample it in case you don't. But I think I've probably stalled long enough. It's probably cooled down enough. Let's give this wash a little taste. It's interesting. It's almost papery. It's almost a paper-like note to it, as well as honey. I'm getting hints of honey, paper. Like distinctly paper. Very interesting. A pretty nice thick mouthfeel for sure. Probably because I brewed at a lower temp, and just a really mellow sweetness. Like a sweet hay, grassy, and I'm getting a lot of paper. It tastes very papery throughout my sinuses, my mouth. It's not necessarily unpleasant. It's just interesting to just be reminded of like paper pulp, or if you're near a paper factory and you get that paper steam in the air. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do another steep. All right, so that first wash was pretty much instant at 185. Now this is at 190, and we will go for, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, a little longer than before. That first one was just to kind of get the leaves wet. Definitely a very full Gaiwan. I'm sure it'll make for quite a few steeps. I can tell you this chocolate bar I have in the background is quite nice for the price, and I do 3 squares at a time, which is way more than you need, but that lasted me for, I don't know, 20 steeps at least, and they were very full, very strong steeps, and I probably could have taken those leftover leaves and made a still pretty decent cold brew with them if I really wanted. But that one's from Jesse's Tea House. I've done a video in the past about it. It's pretty solid. It's definitely got a little bit of age on it too. It's pretty dark. It's just very heavily compressed. It's a little more compressed than I'd prefer. Especially because, like, when you break them off, you get a lot of little pieces when you break off those little chocolate bar squares. Let's get another smell of these leaves, see if they've changed at all. No, still about the same. I think that roastiness has disappeared a little, but still got that grassiness, that earthiness, that, I don't know, plant foliage, hay-like smell with a little bit of sweetness. All right, here is that first steep after the wash. Definitely picked up a bit of a deeper color now. I did obviously do a little hotter and let it steep a little longer than that wash. Nice deep golden color for sure. All right, we are gonna try this steep. Yeah, this is an interesting one. I definitely think it would do better with some age. I just don't think fresh white tea is necessarily my thing. It's not bad though. Definitely a more straw, papery, vegetal feel to it. But there's definitely still that underlying sweetness and a nice full body on it as well. Not quite super, super thick, but it is definitely bordering on like syrupy. It's getting there. No astringency, very little mouth drying, beautiful color to it. It's definitely a very inviting white tea. I think it will do really well with some age. That other packet of it, I'll probably just open up and throw in a bag that I'll just let vent every once in a while, hopefully get it oxidized, or maybe I can get some kind of, I don't know, semi-porous container to keep it in, just to let it sit for a while, see how it is. It's definitely nice right now. I would suggest If you're into more aged white teas, getting that maybe that 2015 that has some darkness on it. I think it's $18 for 25 grams. There's definitely a good amount of sweetness to it already peeking through though, so I think it'll definitely get quite a bit sweeter, quite a bit more vanilla, more fruity maybe, more figgy. But it's definitely a good tea, definitely worth trying. This pack overall is pretty interesting. I can't wait to try the others. If not for anything other than education's sake and trying a lot of teas to broaden my palate to see what's out there. I'm definitely very into fooding white tea as a whole. That's a favorite of mine. So for me, it's worth it. $40 for this pack that comes with these 3 different teas, and one of which is Silver Needles. So it comes with 2 of this one, 2 of what was it? 2 of the Baimudan, 2 of this Old Arbor, and then 1 of the Silver Needles for $40. So you get a little sample of both. It looks like this Old Arbor, each pack probably contains 7 grams, so 14 grams total. That's basically just 2 sessions. I'm not sure how much is in the other packs. We'll see. But yeah, pretty solid tea. I think it'll probably do for a lot of steeps as well. I definitely wouldn't doubt anything less than 10, so we'll see. But yeah, I definitely think it's an interesting one. Definitely worth trying. I very much like One River Tea so far. It seems they have a lot of really good, interesting white teas to try, and I'll be definitely ordering some more from them in the future. Currently, it looks like they do have their newest raw pours on the market as well as little samplers for those. So I'll probably be getting a hold of those sometime soon. But let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. Got anything to say about the videos? Got anything to say about the tea? Please let me know. All right. See ya.